Welcome to Grand Sumo Breakdown,
the unofficial sumo podcast
for official sumo fans. Welcome to Grand Sumo Breakdown. This is Jake.
This is Mac.
And today we are joined by... I
no,
hadn't introduced you yet, Simone.
No,
Simone.
she can introduce herself.
We have a routine, and it is hard to break. Okay, well, now that you've spoiled it, who are you?
Well, I am Simone. Welcome. I'm excited to be here. Thank you guys for having me on. I really appreciate it.
Simone is a competitive taxidermist.
I
And
am.
I think you also do some sumo wrestling or something, right?
I mean, just a little bit of that, you know. I dabble in it here and there.
Now, before the show, we were talking about competitive taxidermy actually brought you to our lovely state of Iowa in the past.
I absolutely did. I was there in, you said Solon, Iowa? Solon, Iowa. I was there for like a week-long seminar with this like master taxidermist there, and he taught me all of his secrets, and it's actually pretty nice. I was saying, you know, you guys drive pretty slow up there. I'm not used to that here in Texas, but it was nice. It was nice and quiet, real beautiful up there. So not bad. You guys kind of have it made up there.
Come and find us in the winter. Then I will be curious to see what you think.
I went in March, so it was like kind of
okay.
That in between state. There was a little bit of snow on the ground here and there, but it was starting to warm up.
Yeah, I mean, you can have a in Iowa, you can have a tornado one day and 6 inches of snow the next.
I mean, it's wild.
Literally
it's wild,
just happened. So.
Yes.
That's considered the Midwest, I guess, right?
Oh yeah,
the heartland.
The heartland of it.
God's country. Yeah.
You guys have a lot of corn there.
Oh yeah.
You're like,
do we have corn here?
Corn,
all over
beans,
the
all
place.
kinds of things.
Yep.
Doesn't get better than that, honestly.
We got both kinds of crops, corn and beans. Yep.
Very nice.
But yeah, so I suppose we definitely want to hear more about competitive taxidermy, but
for sure.
But hold on.
But why don't we talk a little bit about sumo first?
Yeah,
I know
first, that's why we're here.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we can get to the fun part later, but business first, I suppose.
Absolutely.
So, so for people who are new to the scene, Simone, you are one of the most. I was looking back in our database. You're one of the ladies that shows up to absolutely every tournament that we have. Yeah, I'm dedicated, man. I love it. How did you get your start in it?
How did I get into it?
Yeah.
How'd you get into sumo?
So my friend Ketzel, I've known her forever. Actually, she just got married last night.
Oh, cool.
I was at her wedding.
Yeah.
And her husband, I met him on World of Warcraft like 15 years ago, a video game, if you guys are unfamiliar with that.
That's how I've made all my best friends, yeah.
Alliance or Horde?
Both. I gotta say, both.
Okay.
Yeah.
A turncoat.
I can't choose just one. But so yeah, I met her husband on that. My brother and I did. We met him like 15 years ago, and we've consistently been hanging out with him in real life all that time. And he introduced us to Ketzel when they got together. And just about a year ago, she was like, "Hey, do you want to come watch me at a sumo tournament?" And I was confused. I was like, I didn't know that sumo was in the United States. I didn't know women did it. I didn't know, small chicks did it, or even small men, but I was like, yeah, absolutely. I will go watch you at this tournament. And it was actually the Wins tournament last year.
Oh, nice.
And there was only 3 girls competing. It was Eros, Jessica, and Ketzel.
Oh, poor Ketzel.
Oh.
I know.
Oh, no.
She did great, though. I love her. She's a beast. But at the end, actually, Justin Kizzert asked for audience participation. And the whole time I was watching, I was like, oh my God, I wanted to get in there and do this. And so I did. And kind of like the rest is history. I started going to the Might Eagle practices every week. And I fell in love with it. I absolutely love it.
Awesome.
So,
That's awesome. Yeah. Do you have like any athletics that you did in the past that led up to it, or is it just on a whim? It's just your thing now. I
had never done wrestling. I was in varsity basketball in like middle school. I love that. But other than that, not really. The thing I got to say about sumo though is it's unlike any other sport in how supportive everyone is of each other. It's
totally.
It's unreal.
The community.
Yeah, the community is what makes it. Like I love sumo itself, but I love the people even more. And that's what keeps me coming back. And I've met so many great people. It's awesome.
Yeah, so that sucks. You only had a year before your first major injury in it.
Yeah. I would actually maybe say second major.
Oh, really? Okay.
At the Nationals last year in Austin, I actually fractured my tailbone.
Oh no.
Oh.
Yeah. But I kept wrestling on it and it wasn't getting better. And I was like, you know what? Maybe I should go get this checked out. And turns out, yeah, it was
I remember
fractured.
that. Wait, Caleb said that. He said
yes,
she broke her butt. And I'm like,
I did.
What? She broke her butt.
It's still broken, like whatever, 9 months later. But now that I have this other injury, it should heal up pretty nice, hopefully.
Yeah, no, that other injury was at the Texas Classic just last month.
Yeah, it was February 19th.
That one's a little bit more debilitating, right?
It is just a little bit more.
Which match was that? Was that your match with Esty?
It was. So I got there and there's not a whole lot of middleweight girls in the area or in general in US Sumo. So I didn't have anyone to fight. And I knew that I was going to be fighting bigger girls at Worlds. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to go up a weight class and just use it as practice, you know? And maybe not the best idea because I was fighting SD. She's a lot bigger than me. I was being really stubborn about not wanting to lose. And I turned my knee in a weird way and I heard a really loud pop and it just gave out. Actually, like my knee went sideways. I saw it and I just fell over.
I could see the aftermath. We watched the tape of that one and like we could see the aftermath. You were clearly messed up, but I gotta say I'm kind of grateful that there was not a great camera angle for what actually happened.
Yeah, like because if you go back and watch it, it looks like nothing really happened. It looks like right? I just kind of fell over, but I was actually looking down when it happened, so I saw my knee like go sideways. Yeah, no, it was not a fun time. So
but that is too bad.
I'll get through it.
Yeah, so you got you got surgery coming up. You said that's just this month here.
Next Thursday actually is going to be the surgery. So
and then a couple months to recover, but a little too long to recover for World Games probably.
About to ask.
Yeah, it'll be about 2 weeks before I can actually walk on it, which is the main thing that I'm looking forward to because I've been on crutches for the past month or so, which is a huge bummer. But as far as like getting back to 100% back into sumo, stuff like that, it's going to be about 7 to 9 months or so. So that kind of puts me past the World Games, which sucks, you know, it sucks pretty bad, but I'll still be there to support my team and hang out and stuff. So I'm excited about that.
Yeah.
Still, that's a bummer.
It is. It's a super bummer. It's like the worst year that it could have happened, but it's all good.
Well, yeah, I mean, you've only been in it a year and you managed to get to the World Games. So, you know, maybe I think you're probably going to have another couple chances here.
Yeah, I'm not too old yet, so we'll see.
Oh, man. But yeah, like I said before, you're one of the names that we see pop up on like every tournament down there. You guys got a pretty good thing going in Texas.
We do, yeah. I heard it's actually one of the most or the most fastest growing sport in Texas right now.
Right on.
So
I guess that doesn't shock me. Like everybody there is new except for like, you know, Kizzert and Tom Zabel.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. We do a lot of like tournaments and a lot of people that have come and joined the community have seen us at tournaments and they're like, oh, I want to do that. And then they come to practice and it just keeps growing. And that is super exciting to me. Yeah. I just want more women to join. And we are growing in that regard as well. So
I keep trying to convince my wife because like she would be in your weight class too. So like,
yes.
If I can drag her along to a tournament and like sign her up in secret and be like, well, your name's on the bracket, Katie. You got to wrestle Simone now.
I guess you have to go up there, you know?
I want to say Mighty Eagle has probably the most women participants, I think, of any other club in the US right now.
They do. Yeah, we have Ketzel, we have Nicole, we have Elizabeth, of course, Jessica Hopper, the 2-tier black belt. And then we have some new girls showing up here and there as well. So it's exciting.
That's amazing. I mean, including yourself. So like at least 5.
Yeah, at least 5. So it's great. Yeah. And then sometimes we have people from Dark Circle come up occasionally as well. So
Eros comes up when everybody feels like getting their butts kicked, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Haha, we're doing great. Eros appears. Oh God,
she just,
no.
you know, she just yeets us out of the ring. She's like, bye.
Yeah. Oh man, yeah. I was looking back at some results. Your best tournament that we've actually been able to find video on and cover was that Houston Open back in the fall.
Oh yeah, that was awesome. That was
one
super
seemed
fun.
like a bunch of fun. How did that one go for you? Like, was it?
She didn't break her butt. She didn't
dislocate
her knee.
Yeah. So that's pretty good, right?
It was good in that regard for sure. Yeah, we showed up.
You had 4 women show up to that one, so you guys got plenty of matches.
Exactly. It's like I was very happy that many people showed up, and it was great. We went down to Houston. Nicole and Caleb rode with me. It was hot that day. It was hot. I'm not a big Houston fan, I gotta say. It's hot, it's humid, but once the sun started going down, we had a great time. And we had Ari there, Liesl there, Nicole and myself, and they all did fucking awesome. They're all super badass women. I love them with all my heart, and they're incredible. Ari is like a little beast, man. She is badass.
We were who was it that we were joking with? Maybe Caleb or something. But we were talking about how like if there was a women's like featherweight division, she would be
clean
house
every time.
Absolutely decimate.
Like she would be the world champion if there was a featherweight competition. Yeah. The only reason she, it doesn't do great sometimes is just because she is so small. Like if she could fight girls around her weight range, she would absolutely destroy. Sure.
I mean, even against like, you as like a middleweight, light heavyweight, even some of the matches against Nicole that she had, like.
Oh yeah, no, it's like she's
squirrely.
Squirrely is the right word for her. It's like she's so small and short, and she like gets under you, and she's all over the place, and you're like, I don't know what to do with this. Like,
how do I fight this?
Yeah, exactly. So it's a struggle. Yeah.
I know she's been like a fan of professional sumo for a long time.
Yeah,
so she's got a lot of tricks in the bag. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's funny that she didn't actually start doing sumo until she came here to the United States. And I think the first time she ever did sumo was actually with me at the Wins tournament last year. So.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and speaking of that, that's the next tournament that we got coming up here in the U.S.
It is, yeah.
That's gonna be in San Antonio again.
San Antonio, the same place that the Texas Classic was at. It's gonna be Saturday, March 26th. So if you guys could cover that would be sweet. It's gonna be awesome.
We certainly are gonna be advertising it as much as we can. And I know out of that, Jim, you guys have a pretty good setup for live streaming, so we'll make sure that we get the live stream out.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, there should be a lot of girls there, a lot more girls than there were last year. Like I said, there was only, I think, 3 that showed up last year. But we should have Nicole, Ketzel, Liesl, Ari, Eros, Esty, and Elizabeth too, I think. So it should be a pretty good turnout.
Nice. Yeah, and that's not even there's potential for out-of-state travel as well.
Exactly.
I know California has been big on traveling to stuff.
I was about to say, your lady could be there. Kellyanne could be there.
I love them. I hope they show up. We'll see. I know Christina Jones. I think she broke.
Christina!
She broke her foot recently. I'm not sure
what happened with that. That's too bad.
Oh no.
Yeah, I'm not sure how or
Mac,
if
give her a
she's
call.
Still. Yeah. Y'all have to call her and see what's up with that. So hopefully she's okay for Worlds too, because I know she's also on the Worlds team.
Yeah,
but she should be fine.
Between you and Christina and Helen, the women's light heavyweight in Vegas was a lot of fun.
It was a lot of fun. Yeah. Caleb kept telling me to drop down a weight class because actually what they did for Worlds was they combined middleweight and light heavy. So usually I'm a middleweight, but they combined the two for whatever reason for Worlds, and it's kind of a big weight range, so makes it a little more difficult.
Yeah, it just sucks. Like if you had 5 times as many competitors or something like that, you could justify having as many weight classes as you want.
Exactly. Yeah. Since US Sumo isn't too big yet, we kind of gotta narrow it down.
Working on it. Bit. It's getting bigger.
Yeah, like you said, growing fast in Texas. So.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Oh man.
But something else that I know we touched on this earlier. Now that the business is out of the way, tell us more about competitive taxidermy, because I am fascinated.
This one's not for the fans. This is for us.
No. This is find out what the hell's going on there. Right
for
now.
Sure.
Tell me more.
Yeah. So just like sumo or just like anything else, there's competitions in taxidermy. So I actually do taxidermy for a living. It's my full-time job. I've been doing it for about 4 years or so. I did it for a hobby years before that. And I got into it, and as you guys can probably tell, I'm a really competitive person. I like to go out and compete and
didn't get that vibe at all.
And see what I can do. And so just like with anything else, taxidermy, they have like state competitions, they have world competitions, everything like that. So every year I do the state competition here in Texas, out in Killeen. And then this year actually is going to be the world competition in, I believe, Springfield, Missouri. So that's coming up in May. So I actually haven't started my piece yet. So I need to get on it because that's going to be here before we know it. But
I suppose you got some time off of your feet that, you
exactly.
can,
exactly. Yeah. I'll have plenty of time to work on it. So we'll be good. But it's super fun just to go out there and learn, see what you can do, compete with people that are better than you so that you can become better yourself. And it's an art form. I love it. It's not just a hobby for me, it's a passion. So
very
right
cool.
on.
Great. Yeah.
Well, and again, this is just for us. How do you like judge it? Like what's
That's
give
a
me
good
like
question.
the 101.
Yeah.
Like if you were on a podcast being interviewed about competitive taxidermy and they're like, you're a sumo wrestler? Tell us about sumo.
Tell us more.
For sure. Yeah. So yeah, that's a great question. I'm sure you guys see a lot of taxidermy in Iowa. If you go to like a restaurant or something like that, they have the deer heads on the wall and crap like that. And usually they're
it's every whitetail are everywhere.
Yeah.
And usually they're not that great, but I feel like the average person can't really tell the difference between an average piece of taxidermy and a great piece of taxidermy. And what it comes down to is just anatomy. You're trying to replicate life. And so you can have your average piece of work that just gets slapped together, or you can have a piece of work where you go in and you're essentially replicating muscle detail and eye shape, and you're trying to get it as anatomically accurate as possible. And so you have people judging that are very familiar with how a whitetail looks in real life, or how a bobcat looks, or whatever, and they're looking at your piece and they're saying, well, you got your ears wrong. Or like my coworker, she entered a bobcat last year, and the judge told her, hey, I didn't give you a blue ribbon because your bobcat's penis was too round. So
wow.
Yeah,
they're that detailed.
They get that detailed. And it's like you have to go in and put like earwax in the ears and like all this stuff. It gets crazy.
This is pretty good, but I gotta say, I'm an expert on bobcat junk, and this doesn't look quite right.
Exactly. But the cool thing about taxidermy is you're never gonna get it 100% perfect, because you're trying to replicate nature itself, and it's never gonna happen because it's not a live animal. And so it gives you all that room for improvement. You can never fully master it, so you're always like chasing that perfection, which I like that type of thing. So
I am excited for 5 years from now or something like that, when US Sumo is also a big thing, but we also see you on the Discovery Channel on whatever like the new taxidermy show is or something like that.
Yes,
she's got her own show on Netflix.
Yeah. I mean, they have those
ripe for like a Forged in Fire style TV show.
Exactly.
Right?
I was just gonna say like Blown Away, like the glass blowing competition show, and like Cake Boss or whatever.
Yeah.
They should absolutely have a taxidermy show like that. That
would be wild.
I would love that. Maybe one day.
What's the craziest thing you've ever taxidermied?
Yeah, so people ask me that a lot.
Sorry.
It's a hard question. But I think I typically tend to say baboons are the weirdest
baboons
to taxidermy, because they are very similar to ourselves, to humans. They have
probably makes it pretty weird.
Yeah, it makes it a little weird. The genitalia is very similar, and they have fingerprints and fingernails, and their ears look really similar as well. So it's like you're kind of taxiderming a human essentially. So
okay,
it's pretty weird.
Who's the client for that kind of a job? Like a zoo or a museum, maybe?
People like to go on African safaris and stuff like
trophy
that,
hunting kind of stuff.
Trophy hunting, stuff like that. And I've heard baboons tend to go pretty cheap over there. So people bring them back pretty often.
Oh boy.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of sad.
Well, listeners, if you're in the market for a taxidermy baboon,
yes, there you go.
We know a girl.
Yep.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, so I guess other than healing up, what's the scene look like down in Texas for competition? You guys, other than like you said, you're still going to travel to the World Games.
Yes. So we have the Winds tournament coming up. I'll be there to watch, and super excited about that. And then I believe the next tournament after that is going to be in Salt Lake City. That's nationals.
Mm-hmm.
Not 100% sure if I'm going to that one yet. Just because I'm trying to save up some money to go to Worlds.
Yeah,
that's the one I really want to go to.
Probably even tougher to justify travel when you don't get the chance to compete.
Yeah.
Right?
Exactly. Yeah, like I would love to be there for my team and everything, but we'll see.
But on the other hand, traveling to party with the sumo crowd.
Yes, exactly.
It's a compelling argument too, isn't it?
For a good
it
time.
really is. I always have a blast with them. They're some of my favorite people.
They drink like fish, you know.
They really do, yeah.
And they can hold it. That's just it. They just drink and drink.
Do.
Like,
they just keep going.
Like, how many did you have?
Exactly. And I'm not. I'm a lightweight, so I always have a good time with them. So we'll see. Yeah. We'll see if I go to nationals. But for sure going to Worlds in Birmingham in July. So
excellent.
Super excited about that.
All right. Well, before we go, okay. Do you have like what's your pride and joy? What's your best piece laying around the house that you can show us real quick? You have
show us
any taxidermy that
I do not. So the thing is I have a really small area that I live in. So I typically, for competition pieces, I'll do customer pieces. So that way when I'm done with it, the customers can take it home and it doesn't
still
have
get paid. Yeah.
I still get paid. Exactly. I don't have to have it taking up a huge area of my space, because if I kept every piece that I ever did, my entire house would be taxidermy. Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll let you off the hook this time, as long as
but I'd be happy to send y'all a picture of it.
Yeah.
Of my pride and joy that I did last year. So
excellent. Well, we will keep an eye out for it, and maybe we'll have to tag it along with when we post the interview.
Yes.
But Simone, if anybody is curious about women's sumo in Texas, about Mighty Eagle Sumo, about the crazy animal that they just hunted that they need fixed up, where can they find you on social media?
Facebook, Instagram. It's just my first and last name, Simone Longe. That's it. Super simple.
All right.
Yeah.
And especially if you are a woman in Texas looking to try out sumo wrestling, make sure to check out that Winds tournament.
We would love to have some new fresh meat come along. So, and I super encourage you guys to interview, other women sumo, Jessica, Nicole, Ketzel, whoever. They're all fucking great. So I love them.
We've had Eros on the show before, but we still have a lot of people we got to hit. So
yes,
we're working our way through. We're
working our way through.
Yeah, you'll get there.
If we had our way, we'd just do this all day. But we're doing our best.
We got to go to work.
Full-time jobs. Fuck that.
Day jobs, man. Simone turned her hobby of taxidermy into a career. We can do the same, right? Yeah.
Yeah. No, I agree. I'm very, I tell people that do what you love, even if you don't make a ton of money. At the end of your life, you're going to look back and be like, well, at least I was doing what I love the whole time.
I wish I sat at my desk more.
Exactly. Yeah.
I wish I saw less of my family and just worked harder.
Yeah. There's no point in that. Do what you love.
Jake, we are your family now.
Yeah.
There you go.
And ever since we got Zoom, I don't even have to leave my house to see you.
It's perfect. Yeah. No, even better.
All right. Well, thanks so much for joining us, Simone. We're looking forward to seeing you, and good luck with the knee.
Thank you. I really appreciate that. Thank you guys for having me on.
Absolutely.
No, absolutely.
Right.
See ya.
Thank you for listening to Grand Sumo Breakdown. Until next time,
Throw your salt high
and keep moving forward.